Good early inroads being made by Italy here, and a beautiful drift pass sets up the try for another debutant, Leonardo Sarto. What a start to his test career. Just 20 years old, has come through the Italian ranks in their under-20 side as well, and a fabulous way for the Italians to open up.
Well, he's big and he's fast, is Sarto, and he got the ball on a drift. Lovely little positioning from him. Dunbar probably could have done better to get outside, but this was the pass that got him into a position where he was almost unassailable, crossing the line early. It's his first touch in international rugby at this level. Fantastic score for the big man on the wing.
I guess at this stage he's thinking this is an easy game. International rugby debut, first touch of the ball. You've often said it, a great pass is like the 16th man on a rugby field.
So much so, and it was a lovely drift as well. The outside runner has to take the good line, which Sarto did very well, and unfortunately for any defense, a runner on the right line, his angle is creating extra meters between you and him for every meter he goes forward, and Sarto ran that beautifully for an early score.
Alberto Di Bernardo of Benetton Treviso, he played rugby Leeds in the UK in the 2007-2008 season. A late test debut at 32, scored 7 points against South Africa, and now lining up to convert this try. Beautifully struck, and an utterly convincing start by the Italians.
Defensive contributions, and there he was up in the middle of the line-out.
Scott Lawson, this time for Tim Swinson, another of last week's debutants. That's better from Scotland. Scott, well, through the dummy and then straight up the middle himself. The Italians just standing back off it. And Scott over for his third test try, his second in as many weeks. And a beautiful finish. Poor defence from Italy, though.
It was poor defence, but we mentioned it at the beginning of the game. He's just got a lovely way, a running style of him, and it was a fantastic offload here. You'll see off the ground, and he's running on the shoulder, goes inside, outside, and just betwixt and between, doesn't he? I mean, the Italian players around him couldn't even lay a hand on him.
Perfect from the line out, the delivery here to Denton. He gets through the tackle, and this offload really creates the space. They're in behind defence, but lovely feet to beat the fullback. The last line of defence and the winger. Under the post goes Matt Scott.
Yeah, nice carry from Denton, Zimbabwean born.
Quick ball for Laidlaw. Swinson, the dummy runner, through the hands of Denton, who has been very busy so far, and gets the return pass. Laidlaw again. Heathcote, Johnny Beattie, running out of space to his right, so does well to come back to the inside and take the contact. Boertis, Heathcote, excellent build-up this from Scotland. Denton chasing down the kick. Was there a knock there? The call is play on from the referee, then lost forward by Italy. Laidlaw and Lamont. Well, is that going to be the easiest try that he'll score in his test career? His 11th in total for Scotland.
Back off blue, I'm sure.
His younger brother Rory has also got his share of points in a Scottish jersey, but just had to walk it in after the unforced error from the Italians.
Well, it was all disorganised from here, but a lovely recovery from the Scots, and then the runs from Lamont, from Scott, the offload from Denton, the good work from Scott again. All of this just was winning them 10-15 metres at a time. Watch Scott's little chip over the top. Denton's chasing with all the purpose in the world. Forward or flew there. They're playing advantage now. That ball's slipped out, and that is the great skill there from Laidlaw. Held on to one and flicked it out to Lamont on the wing. The easiest try he'll ever score, you're 100% right.
Such a canny player, Greg Laidlaw. He's doing the goal kicking. He started in the fly half berth against South Africa in Edinburgh in November last year, so he has such a diversity of skill that he brings.
Touch! Set!
Well, he has gone for the penalty try.
And there's the penalty try that Rob Kempson was talking about.
Solid effort here from the Scots. There's absolutely nothing he can be doing about it, Scott Johnson. Castrovilliani, he gets the high fives and the pats. A job well done in that front row. Just changed the momentum slightly in favour of Italy. With all the hard yards been done by that pack. It took 3 scrums.
Yeah.
This is the last of them. Once again, just holding it on the hit, building up the pressure. And as it starts coming through, the Scots pack just starts disintegrating. The only way to stop it, to take it to ground, and the penalty try then comes.
Didn't have much to hit against there, Cobus. Said he didn't have much to hit against there. If I take your point, I'll warn him at the next goal. Yeah, but I think White has come away, so it's difficult for him to keep the bind there, but I understand what you're saying, and I'll speak to him at the next scrum. Cheers, thanks.
So Alberto Di Bernardo from right out in front to level the scores at 17 all. 2 converted tries and a penalty apiece in a highly entertaining first half hour. Leonardo Giraldini in his 56th Test match. Buertas with a chip and chase. It's potentially awkward for Sean Lamont, but bounced kindly for him. But Leighton Hodges was playing
Entry at the maul.
a penalty advantage for a side entry against Scotland, and from what we've seen from Alberto Di Bernardo, well within his range. "11 penalties conceded by Scotland, and some of the critics of last week's performance against South Africa felt that they got away with a number of penalisable offences last week, especially at the breakdown and coming in from the side of the maul. But
no doubt on that occasion, Matthew.
Leighton Hodges has been wise to it. 11 penalties with still more than a quarter of the game to go is not a pleasing statistic for any coach.
Yes.
Italy have conceded just 5.
Okay.
9 handling errors on both sides, but that not as much down to rank poor execution as to a desire from both sides to give the ball some air. But as we come towards the end of the game, they're going to take any points on offer, and the flags are up again for Di Bernardo to take Italy into the lead.
15 and 4
That
change.
and with replacements now coming on for Scotland.
Time off.
Grant Gilchrist going to the lock row, and also coming on is Duncan Taylor.
Just wait for the whistle, bro. Just wait for the whistle until it clears.
Laidlaw just getting his instructions out to his
Crouch!
centres, Dunbar and Scott.
Touch! Set!
Sean Lamont has taken up position directly behind the scrum. Now he makes his way to the short side, hopefully to draw a defender. Hooter goes. Final opportunity, Scott. Italy working hard to keep that ball up, but wrestled to ground by Matt Scott. Taylor.
Release.
No release from Italy.
Release.
Pyrgos. Tap and go. Lamont.
Roll away, Blue!
And now Strokosh. Will Strokosh go in? Oh! What a finish! After the hooter, Alistair Strokosh gets in for just his second test try. The Italians can barely look at what's unfolded in front of them.
Well, it's an exceptional piece of running from Strokosh, but look at the mistake from Parisa. He comes flying out of the line and just opens up the gap. He comes to cut it off, and look at that. Strokosz goes around the man inside him, who's a front row forward anyway. He gives him an open pathway to the line. That is a technical mistake of the highest order.
Can you confirm that's time? Yeah.
But still,
So long ago,
the kick has to go over. The Italians are positioned as though they're in the starting blocks for an Olympic sprint. Laidlaw with the conversion, flags are up, and Scotland steal the win after the hooter by a single point. At times, a highly entertaining 21st encounter between Scotland and Italy. The second one on a neutral venue. And when the hooter went, it looked as though Italy had got their 8th victory against Scotland. Alistair Strokosz had other ideas and scored the crucial try. Abject frustration for the Italian coaching staff and players who thought they'd done everything they needed to do.
Well, commiserations there for the Italians, and delight for the Scots. It was a last-second win for them. Strokosz getting over, and that man, their captain, fantastic, Greg Laidlaw, sealing the win for Scotland here in South Africa by 30 points to 29.